What's happening, fellas? I'm Ken Kaplan. I'm the curator of the New England Motorcycle Museum. We're on the second floor in the Kawasaki section, and you're looking at twin 73 Kawasaki Z1 900s, both of them absolutely stunning. We're only keeping one, so this one's going up for sale, and I'll tell you all about it. Let me hop off. Guys, you're looking at one of the most significant four-cylinder leader bikes ever made. This is the first double overhead cam, four-cylinder, 4 carburetors, 4 exhausts, 903cc engine ever made, and it set the world on fire. 82 rear wheel horsepower, 135 miles an hour. It set the 24-hour endurance record, and actually a modified version of this in 73 set the world record, 160 miles per hour around the Daytona Speedway. Following the introduction of Honda's CB750 in 68, the Z1 really put Kawasaki on the top of the map for having the most incredible superbike ever made. The Z1 was noted for being the first large capacity Japanese four-cylinder motorcycle to use the double overhead camshaft on a production motorcycle. When it was introduced, only the MV Augusta 70'S used the system, but that was twice the price of the Kawasaki and not nearly as popular. Kawasaki Z1 was developed under the project name New York Steak in the late 60s. Kawasaki, already an established manufacturer of two-stroke motorcycles, had begun producing and prototyping a 750cc four-cylinder, four-stroke sports motorcycle together with McFarlane's design in 1969 to develop the bike's overall appearance. Then Honda introduced the CB750 to the market first. Kawasaki postponed the Z1's release until its displacement could be increased to 903 cc's and the motorcycle could be marketed in the 1000cc class. Z1 production began in 1972. This is a late 72 production stamp on this one. It's a matching numbers, original engine, original frame. It's the most powerful Japanese four-cylinder, four-stroke motorcycle that had ever been made up to that point. In 72, the Z1 set the world FIM and AMA record for 24-hour endurance racing on the Bank Daytona racetrack, recording. As a matter of fact, we watched a video, Billy and I did this morning. There's a documentary of Kawasaki bringing 3 bikes to the track in 72 and setting the world record. 2,631 miles at an average speed of 109.64 miles an hour on the bumpy banks of the Daytona Speedway. They also, Yvonne de Hamel, in the same video, went to Daytona on a one-off Z1 that was tuned by Yoshimura, set a one-lap record in 1973. This exact bike, not this exact one, but exact model, same model, of 160.288 miles per hour. That engine was lightly modified and had about 100 rear wheel horsepower. The Z1 had full instrumentation, electric start, 82 horsepower, 132 miles per hour. The specs were setting standards. So just a fantastic piece. The Z1 was awarded the MCN Machine of the Year accolade from 73 to 76. That was a reader's opinion poll on the Motorcycle News, and also the Society of Automotive Engineers of Japan in Japanese includes the 72 Z1 as one of their 240 landmarks of Japanese automotive technology. So these bikes, guys, they are super rare. To have 2 in one room like this is super rare, and both of them are stunning examples. This one we've just done a full restoration on. So we have sold. We had another one come in. We had a 73, 74, and 75. We sold a set of 3 2 years ago, a little over, almost 3 years ago. The 1973 sold for $30,000. The 74 sold for $28,500, and the 75 sold for $27,500. They're all in this condition, but as pertains to this model, we checked online on the Mecum completed auctions. After ours sold in 2020, ours sold for $30,000. In 22, one sold for $32,500, about this nice on Mecum. And then this year, one set a new record, $55,000 for a motorcycle restored using the same exhaust system, the same paint, the same parts from Z1 Enterprises that we used on this bike. So they're obviously going up in value. They've gone up considerably in the last 3 to 5 years. A lot of these have been shipped to Japan. There's a lot of collectors in Japan. They're getting really hard to find here in the United States in this kind of condition. Rarely do they come along. This one here, actually, we're here in Rockville, Vernon, Connecticut. The owner of this bike is one of the museum benefactors who is an artist and had on display a full-sized carved motorcycle here for several years. And he had been riding the bike here in Junior, and I said, well, when you're ready to sell it, because he was getting up there in years, he's in his 70s, give us a call. So he sold it to us months ago, and we embarked on a journey to bring it back to its original grandiosity, like it just came out of the factory. This is a very early date of manufacture. This one was built in October of '72. The Z1 redefined the term superbike. I don't have to tell you, we already know it's very desirable and highly collectible, powered by Kawasaki's bulletproof double overhead cam inline 4. It's an iconic classic, 5-speed, super reliable, 5-speed, 4-stroke, 4-cylinder engine. Classic first year Z1. This one is Z1F01215 on the frame number. Very early production. It's number 1215 to come off the line. And it's Z1E01148. That's the original block, original engine that came in this motorcycle, and it's just been rebuilt by right here at Kaplan Cycles at the New England Motorcycle Museum by none other than Jeff Castine, aka the Manic Mechanic, who's rebuilt more 4-cylinder superbike engines to a high degree than any other mechanic still working on the East Coast. Just a phenomenal mechanic. So we invested just over $13,500 in parts and labor, bringing this bike to its current museum quality condition. The engine was removed from the frame and the top end was disassembled as it was inspected, measured, and the cylinders were honed. They were bored, then honed, and new Wiseco pistons and rings were installed. It has new kibble white intake valves. He inspected and cleaned the exhaust valves. There's like 13 pages of notes here. I'll try to keep it brief. New Viton valve seals, new kibble white valve keepers, new Cometic head gaskets, set the valve clearances to spec, new valve cover gaskets, new polished aluminum engine cover set, new engine cover gasket kit, all the hardware on the engine. That's all new engine cover screw set. It's got fresh Motul engine oil, a new engine oil filter, has a Dyna electronic ignition with Dyna 30,000 volt coils, new NGK spark plugs, new NGK spark plug caps, has a new Yuasa battery. The cars were completely dismantled by the Manic Mechanic, cleaned, rebuilt, and tuned. New float needles and seats, new float bowl drain tubes, new float bowl gaskets, a new chrome 4x4 exhaust system from Z1 Enterprises, a new copper exhaust gaskets, new exhaust flange kit, new rear muffler mounting kit, new painted bodywork set, including the fuel tank, side covers, and tail section. The fuel tank was inspected, a new fuel pack house was installed. The tank is new inside and out. The fuel cap is new, the fuel tank hold down strap is new, the fuel tank emblem is new, and it has fresh 94 octane ethanol free BP fuel in it. The fork tubes, the chrome fork tubes on the front are brand new, has new fork seals and dust caps, has fresh 20 weight fork fluid. We cleaned and re-greased the steering head bearings, cleaned and honed the front brake cylinder, has a new master cylinder rebuild kit. We repainted the brake master cylinder, has a new speedometer, new tachometer, new top and bottom chrome gauge covers, new gauge mount bracket, new indicator light cover, new neutral light switch, new rear turn signals, new front turn signals, new turn signal grommets, new side cover emblems, new side cover grommets, new rear fender mounting kit, new passenger footrest assemblies, new side stand damper block, new center stand damper block, new seat cover pin set, new OEM style mirror set, new clutch cover, new Motion Pro clutch cable, new brake lever, has a new Bridgestone BT46 front and rear tire. These are the original rims, the original chrome on the rims is intact, which is pretty remarkable 50 years later, indicating the fact this was stored indoors and well cared for. Has a little patina on it, as you'd expect from any 50-year-old chrome, but it's intact. The front and rear tires are new, Bridgestone BT46s, new tubes and rim strips, brand new DID 630V final drive chain, new frame warning decals, new orange shock absorber reflectors. Let's see, we set the tire pressures, 100-point inspection, full nut and bolt check over. The bike was steam cleaned, hand washed, degreased when it was dismantled. Every component on it was cleaned and degreased and polished. They cleaned the tires, the seat, the sprockets, touched up the frame, the engine, the triple clamps, kickstand, etc. Polished the engine covers, the wheels, the forks, the hardware bars, etc. I think I pretty much covered everything. This classic Z1 is a beautiful museum piece as the other one we have on display here on the second floor of the New England Motorcycle Museum. It'll be on the third floor. No reason to have two of them on one floor. This will be on the third floor right above here if you want to come take a look at it till it's sold. If you decide you want to leave it here, we'd love to have it here. We just put it on a different floor than the one that's already on display in the Kawi section. Ready to ride or show today? Call us if you have any questions, 860-454-7024. Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. We have financing in-house through Freedom Road. We can finance it for you. We can ship it anywhere in the world for you. Hopefully it stays in the United States. We'd like to keep it ourselves, but sadly, we can't afford to keep both. That's the truth. So, like I said, quite a bit of time and labor has been invested into this bike. So just under 60 hours labor and over $6,000 in parts. There's more notes here. There's pages and pages of notes, but you get the idea. It's been thoroughly gone through, tested and ridden by me, the mechanic himself, and it is ready to go. Everything works beautifully electrically. Headlights, taillights, high beam, low beam, all the idiot lights, turn signals, everything works beautifully. It needs nothing. It's ready to show. Of the two we have here, they're both stunning pieces. This one's going up for sale, and hope it goes to a good home. If you have any questions about it, give us a call. The most recent one we saw sell of this condition sold for $55,000 on Mecum. The other one sold a couple years ago for $32,500, and ours sold a few years ago at $30,000. I can tell you, we had just parts to one of these. We had a set of engine cases, a frame, and a fuel tank, and a couple of scraps. We auctioned it off, and it sold for $5,500 a few months ago. So just the components of these bikes are ridiculously expensive. This is an original matching numbers frame and engine, and it's tuned and dialed into the nines. I'd say bid high and bid often because I don't know of any others this nice for sale on the internet today. Feel free to come take a look at it. If you have any questions, give us a call. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button and hit the little bell. You'll get notified of our next video coming up of a classic motorcycle here at Kaplan Cycles in the New England Motorcycle Museum. I love you all, and God bless America.